him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob! It's time for the only news that matters. And with Michael Anthony being so close with his husband Sammy Hagar over the years, one would think that he would strongly prefer the Vangina over the David Lee Roth fronted Van Halen. After all, the two will be touring together along with Joe Satriani and Jason Bonham under the Best of All Worlds banner this year, featuring a Vangina heavy set. However, during our recent chat, the bassist said that both David Lee Roth and Lubby Bubby Chubby Hubby Sammy Belcher have their strong sides, and also reflected on how he felt about David bringing in an impressive lineup for his solo band after leaving the real Van Halen. He said, when it came to like writing lyrics, Dave, he read books, magazines, everything under the sun. So as far as lyrics and stuff like that, Dave, that's all he was really about. When Sammy joined the band, Sammy being a guitar player, his knowledge of chord structures and stuff like that brought a different element to Van Halen, turning it into Vangina. Because when Dave focused mainly on his lyrics and trying to do a melody, for that, Sammy would be like, hey guys, look, I gotta go in the other room, okay? Smell my own farts for a while. Then I got like this 300-pound transsexual that's coming over with heels and it's gonna be kicking me in the balls for about 20 minutes. And then after that, I'm gonna whittle with a cheese grater. And then after that, we'll come in, we'll write songs, and if we try this chord or try this progression. So, it was different between Sammy Hagar and my husband. As far as singing goes, Sammy sings how he sings. David sings how he sings. But I really enjoy how Sammy brought the other musical elements to this band and the big ass ring he gave me when we got engaged. Then they asked him, hey Michael, did you ever get the opportunity to hear David Lee Roth's Eat 'Em and Smile album? And if so, what do you think of it? And he said, I haven't heard in a long time. And I actually don't even know if I've heard the whole album even in its entirety. But that's a great album. I'm friends with Billy Sheehan and Steve Vai. Obviously, they're both great freaking players. It was great. As far as my thoughts were, is Dave just trying to put another band to try to kick our ass? To try to put together the best players that he could get? Because obviously, between Greg Bissonette and Steve and Billy, shit right there, you got some great musicianship. But I thought it was good. The playing was great on that album. Those guys are all great. And on top of that, it was just Dave being Dave. That album, to me, is amazing. 1986, when Dave released Eat 'Em and Smile, it was mind-blowing. Seeing the Yankee Rose video for the first time, crazy intro with the shopping, the guy in the convenience store, and then Dave comes out, the big 80s, spandex, and flying in the air doing the splits. Monster bass player and guitar player and Greg Bissonette holding it down. That album rules. I love it. Yankee Rose, Shy Boy, Elephant Gun, Tobacco Road, Big Trouble, Ladies Night in Buffalo, I'm Easy. I love the hell out of Eat 'Em and Smile. But it got its ass kicked by 5150. That's right. Because the 1986, it sucked. when it came to, the masses. People that were into Vangina, they suck. You see those MTV reports of all these people at Vangina shows. Oh, Dave's a clown. Now Eddie can do what he wants and Sammy can sing. And they're so much better. And I look at him, I'm like, you ain't no fucking rock fan. You trendy poser. That's how I look at them, man. And they did. They didn't live to rock. They got married and forgot about everything. And abandoned Vangina, David Lee Roth just ruled. But, the horrible thing about 5150 outselling Eat 'em and Smile so bad is that Dave then second thought his career. He said, wait a second. How can that garbage sell more than Eat 'em and Smile? Let me incorporate some of the garbage on that album. And that's where Skyscraper came. Skyscraper was, oh man, it was a vasectomy. I mean, it had its moments, but no, I prefer the big rock. I know Dave, he tried to do something different, and which is cool. A lot of bands that do different things is cool, but you shouldn't have done it different that way. I thought, just the keyboards and it just ruined it for me, and it ruined him, because after Skyscraper, nobody was caring now. When I think it was 1990 rolled around, he released a damn good album. Little Ain't Enough, damn good album. But by that time, people were sick of Dave. All the trendy posers. And also, we were going into the age of grunge, and it wasn't cool to have fun. And, David Lee Roth was the ringleader, man, of the moral majority. And his time was not welcomed in the 90s where, he did different kinds. What is it? Filthy Mouth, whatever. I like some of it, but it doesn't have the big rock, man. DLR Band was cool. That was cool. And, of course, the reunion album, Different Kind of Truth, fucking rules. I love it. And by the way, that's back on Spotify. It wasn't on Spotify for the longest time. And a lot of people were complaining because David Lee Roth doesn't like A Different Kind of Truth, according to Wolfgang. But now it is back on Spotify. By the way, not just Wolfgang. David Lee Roth even said he didn't like that album. That album, to me, is the return of real Van Halen. Sure, Michael Anthony wasn't on it, but musically, it was real Van Halen. A lot of people complain, it's mostly old demos. I love that it was mostly old demos. All real Van Halen albums, from the first album all the way to 1994, all used demos they had before the first album. House of Pain, was a demo. Hang 'em High was a demo, and Mean Street. I can go on and on. Fools in a Simple Rhyme, and a bunch off the first two. But, and then, when he got into the Vangina years, it became like adult contemporary love song bullshit. No fun whatsoever. I mean, it was forced fun. They were forcing it on you. It didn't seem natural. But, then, they got all serious with Right Now and what's love got to do with it and all this stuff. Oh, we're a serious band. When it's love, dreams. None of that sounds like what was from the Six Pack. And none of that sounds like from what was on A Different Kind of Truth. I am just so happy that Van Halen ended with Diamond Dave on vocals, Because if it would have ended with Sammy Hagar on vocals, oh my God, it would have been a crying shame if the Different Kind of Truth did not exist for us real, old school Van Halen fans that loved the hell out of that album. But anyway, what do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. The difference between David Lee Roth and Michael Anthony's husband. And yeah, I like to read stuff like that. Be respectful. I'll make it disappear. You can love on Sammy Belcher all you want. I have no problem with that. So leave comments below how you love the Belcher. You know, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with people, you know, having, you know, your own opinions and fuck what I think and like what you like, you know? Because it doesn't bother me at all that you like Sammy Hagar or Sammy Belcher. And it shouldn't bother you at all that I think he fucking sucks. And hey, subscribe to my channel if you haven't and ring that little notification bell for notifications. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a cob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so nevermore shall we see you again.